I'm going to mute out. And as always, if you've got something spectacular to say, please unmute your line. So this is week 3 of Blitz, and we kind of gave people the option. It was a holiday week, and people had things going on. And I have to tell you something, that I was so impressed by the comments that we had, because I was like, all right, if you guys, want to make yourselves available, just give me a like. And it wasn't just a like, it was like, hell yes, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be camping in the woods, but I am getting on this call. I am going to do like rabbit ears and antennas, but I'm going to be there regardless. So you know what? I want to give every person on this call tonight for your no excuse, for your amazing attitude, for being fully present, even though you guys are away, you went out last night. You give yourself 20 points for being on this call tonight. And you make sure to tell everyone who wasn't on the call one of these. You give them one of these. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight, and we're going to make it super fun. And I just have to say that I'm really proud of you guys for your commitment, because I have to tell you, you know what? This is your business. I feel like a lot of times your teammates, the people in your downline, they're very like apologetic to you, and they feel like they're disappointing you if they don't show up. And Josh, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to be at this event. And you know what? I have to tell you guys, I used to take it totally like personal. When people wouldn't show up on a team call, how many leaders would take it personal when people don't show up to team calls or team events? You have to let that shit go. It is their business. And it is their business whether they show up or not, right? And if you're one of these leaders that's like, I don't have enough people at this event. I don't have enough people plugging into this call. Instead of getting upset with the people that aren't showing up, go recruit 20 more that will, right? Isn't that so much easier? I have to tell you guys, sometimes it's just exhausting, and I guess the more experience you have, the more skill set you learn, it becomes a little bit easier to let go, to qualify people, to not drag people. And it's very liberating saying no to things. And I know that's been the topic amongst a lot of leaders like Kathy Savage and Susan Sly, and just, not overexerting yourself and not being ashamed to say no. And I have to tell you guys, I withdrew from my Blitz team today, because I didn't withdraw from Blitz. I'm still here every week. But you know what? I felt that the people that were on my Blitz team weren't 100% in. And honestly, it's better not to pull them. Let them go at their own pace. I still love them wherever they are. But it's not going to be me in the group message saying, did you do your assignment? Did you submit your points? Did you do your assignment? Did you submit your points? My skill set is better utilized somewhere else. How many of you guys can feel that frustration as leaders? Yeah. We just, listen, you know what? People know that there's a Super Saturday. You've let them know your job is done, right? You've tagged them on Susan Sly's Monday night call. Your job is done. As a leader, your job is just to show up, right? Show up, be there, do the things, be the example. And then when you hit 4-star, they're going to say, well, damn, let me look at these guys. What are they doing? Okay, they're showing up to team calls. They're going to events. I mean, I look at Victoria and Ed. Raise your hands. These guys, they're like OGs on my team. Ed's been with me like, I don't know, 6 months after I joined. This dude joined me. Look, he's still sick of me. Look at his face. He's like, I can't even take her another day. And then Vicky, she joined about a year after me. So we have a 4-star and we have a 6-star. And every day I look at the things that they're doing. And quite honestly, they're doing 4-star and 6-star activity. I don't think there's ever been a time that I've said to Ed, do you want to come with me to Pennsylvania, Texas? Do you want to come with me and do a launch party in Maryland? He's never said no. Vicky has never missed a team call. These guys are at every single event. So if you want to be a great leader, If you want to be a great leader, just be a great leader. You don't have to pull anyone. You let people know what you're doing, and you just keep doing the do over and over and over. And you know what? If you don't feel like you have a rock star team yet, it's okay. You're still looking. You're still working. So I've decided that September is going to be a very fresh month, a very fresh feeling. I'm going to be saying no to a lot of stuff. I'm not going to be spending time having pep talks with people, because I have to tell you, like, I look at the Dunskys and I look at the Lavishes and I see Jen Miller. I don't think these guys need pep talks. I don't think Laura Hernandez needs a pep talk every Monday morning. Hey, Laura, you ready to make some phone calls and get in the game? I mean, you don't need to do it. I see Jeff on the call. Jeff's lost over 100 pounds. Did anybody ever have to wake you up, Jeff, and say, time to go on that treadmill, buddy, and drink a shake? No. Right? So September is going to be a month of letting go and turning over a new leaf. September is going to be a month of ease and simplicity. And if somebody annoys the shit out of me, I give myself permission not to work with them. Right? If there's too many team calls going on, I give myself permission to say, I can't be present on that call tonight. September is not the month that I'm going to be feeling overwhelmed. September is going to be the month that I'm going to work with people that are raising their hands and fully committed, like even on a Labor Day weekend, to being here, right? September is going to be the month that I'm going to be doing the Enroll 20 and 30. And just by a show of hands, how many of you guys have watched that Eric Worre video? Enroll 20 people in 30 days. Oh, good Lord. There's some hands that didn't go up. Well, I'm giving you this treat tonight and this little homework assignment. If you have not watched the Eric Worre YouTube video, Enroll 20 people in 30 days, please, let's get online and definitely watch it during your lunch break tomorrow. So, the team and I, and a few of us that agreed to run to executive, we watched the video and we took some notes and we chose September 6th as our start date, right? Is September 6th a cool day with you guys? Because I want to play 20 and 30. Right? We're blitzing. We're all here. We're doing, we're doing what we have to do. So I'm going to put up $500. And anyone who enrolls 20 people in 30 days will get a raffle ticket, the golden ticket, and you'll get your name dropped in a raffle. And if you're one of the few that's going to sponsor 20 and 30, I'll have my girls, because kids don't cheat, adults do sometimes. I choose favorites sometimes. Not really. I don't do that, Josh. Don't start any rumors. But I'll have my kids pick out a name and one lucky Blitz winner who really puts in the work. Because you know what? All we're doing is talking about it. I mean, guys, that we're in week 3 of Blitz and I'm still seeing 0 points, 0 points, 0 points, 3 for healthy mind and body. Come on. That's not blitzing. That's not blitzing at all. So September 6th, we're going to pick a date and we're going to watch the video before the date and we're going to go all out. So I'm going to give you guys just a brief synopsis of the 20 and 30 and some takeaways. And if you have seen it before, absolutely comment and tell me what some of your takeaways were. But I am going to do it right now. Oh, look at how awesome. My phone recognized it because I look at this thing 40 times a day. Okay, so the first thing that Eric talks about is why you need to focus on this strategy and what it will be worth to you in the long run. He talks about the attributes of million-dollar earners, and he's interviewed dozens and dozens of million-dollar earners, right? And he found that their success came from a big burst of activity called a 90-day game plan. It's a lot of activity in a short burst of time. And what a better time to do it than now, right? We're blitzing, we're together, we're having fun, we have accountability partners. The 6-figure income earners, which I found very interesting, did it once a year. The 7-figure income earners did it multiple times a year. The common denominator with everyone is that inside that magic 90-day game plan, they all enrolled 20 people. And this gets me excited because he literally gives you the numbers, the exact numbers of what you need to accomplish to enroll this 20 and 30 days. Some of us like visual. I'm a numbers person. You tell me how many I need to do and I will do it. You know, I don't really like guessing. So this is a wonderful, perfect formula. So he talked about some myths, and these are so funny. Slow and steady does not win the race, right? That's just a fable, the tortoise and the hare. That does not happen in real life. And he gave an example of an airplane taking off, right? If you pull that throttle back 20%, is the plane ever going to get off the ground? No, neither is your business. Right? You can enroll 20 people in 1 month and you're going to see the numbers and the energy and the momentum, or you can enroll 1 person a month for 20 months. There's a big difference in that. There's a big difference in the energy, in the excitement. So slow and steady does not win the race. Then he also talked about just don't quit, right? If you just don't quit, you'll be successful. Whoever told you that lie? I mean, that's not true. How long are you just not going to quit? Until you're 70? I don't want to cycle one time until I'm 70 years old. I'd like to retire at some point, right? So he talks about, look, you have to learn the skills, but by reading books and going to events and doing all these wonderful things, that's great. But if you're not going to do it, each and every day, you're never going to get comfortable. I can read books about how to initiate conversations, and I've read Icebreakers, and I've read GoPro, and I've been listening to Susan Sly's podcast, Monday Night Call, for 4 years. But if I don't go out there and get into action and build myself and build my skills, it's not going to work, right? We have to practice this each and every day. So Eric talked about what would it mean for you in your business? What would it mean in upfront commission if you enrolled 20 people with President's Packs, right? That's about, I can't do math, but that's about $320 per commission, and you're enrolling 20 of them. So let's say, don't ask me to do math. Somebody can do the math for me. Anybody here good at numbers? We've got doctors here, we've got writers, and nobody could do any simple freaking addition. Look at you guys. All right, let's just totally estimate. Let's totally estimate this. So upfront commission, let's say you enrolled 20 President's Packs. That's $6,400. What other bonuses? Cycles, rank advancements. What would be the lifetime income, right? What would it mean for you to be an example? Jennifer, 6,400, I was right. What would it mean for you to be an example for your team? What if people were shouting you out for hitting executive, hitting the highest level of leadership on Facebook? Friends started asking you what you were doing. What would it mean for your self-esteem, your confidence, your reputation? What would it be worth in dollar signs? So for me, my tally was it would be worth about 20 grand now in immediate money, but it would be worth another 6 figures because what you do, your team would do. And if I did 20 and 30, maybe I would make 20 grand in upfront money now, but in 90 days from now, guess what? Everyone on my team who did it, that would bring me another 6 figures in my income. And next year I do it again, and I do it again. And I watch these 20 people flourish. I mean, this is residual income. You bring in 20, and even if half of them are sharing, you've now increased the size of your organization, right? That's a big deal. Are you guys still doing math and everyone is totally distracted? Are you guys still adding pibs? Shame on you. Okay, so this is my favorite part, okay? 20 recruits in 30 days. He said 12 of them will do something, right? In 30 days, 12 will be doing something. 8 within 90 days will look like they're leaders. 4 within 12 months will remain and provide 90% of your income. Good Lord. Can you imagine if you guys found an Ed Golden or a Victoria Brunetti on your team? That would be good. That would be really good. 1 will be doing more than half of your volume. And that's so true, because I wouldn't make the income that I make today without these leaders on my team, right? Think of how important it is just going through 20. And if you find 20 people and they do a little something, I mean, I don't know if you guys heard Herb Cepeda's call, but these people that are doing something, they don't even have to be under you. That's the beauty of a binary plan. You bring in 20, they bring in another 6. Maybe one of those 6 is your gold, is your next ISA millionaire. I mean, this is a really big deal. So in 20 months, he said 8 of them will be doing something. 4 within 90 days will look like they're leaders. 1 within 12 months will remain and provide 90% of your income. And that gets me excited to find the next rock star. I can't wait to meet them. They're not even in my team yet. They don't even know what's about to hit them. So this 20 and 30 gets me really excited. So he talked about picking a window, right? So we all agreed September 6th sounds like a great day. Kids are back, holidays over, everyone's ready to see their tummies again. It's been a rough summer, right? Everybody's waiting to jump back on their Fit for Fall challenge. So clear your calendar. So I want to talk to you guys. We had a great call with some of my friends running to executive, and we talked about negotiating with your family and eliminating distractions. So what I recommend is that you talk to the people that are special in your life so they don't think that they're chopped liver for the next 30 days, right? So I explained to my girls, I said, guys, I'm going to be dropping you off at art, karate, dance, wherever the heck you got to go. When you're in that class, mommy will be right outside making her phone calls. I said, after I rank advance, where do you want to go? So, of course, one of them says Tokyo. There's no way in hell I'm taking her to Tokyo. But the other one said Dave and Buster's. So that was totally doable. So I want you to really ask permission from your family. You know, Kathy Coover always taught me that whenever she's about to run a game plan, she always told Jim and Eric. She always asked for their support. She always enlisted their help. And I want to know what you guys are going to do to ask for help from your family, to ask for support, because you know what? When you know that they've got your back, there's nothing that you can't do, right? And let's talk about some of the things that we're going to be giving up. I mean, this call probably should have been the first one when we started Blitz, right? TV is done. No TV for me. Gym, I'm not going to the gym from 9:30 to 10:30. Believe it or not, I'm going to set an alarm. I know network marketers aren't supposed to own alarm clocks, but I'm going to go to an 8 a.m. class, and I'm going to get an extra hour and a half time on my day. You know, successful people, very rich people, very happy people, very fulfilled people, they don't have more time than we do. They utilize their time very wisely because they don't waste it on nonsense. Right? They don't waste it on pulling people around. They don't waste it on drama. They waste their time on the things that they are good at, and they ask for help with the things that they're not. Right? Vicki and I laugh because when we were blitzing last year and when she was working her way from 2-star to 4-star, she jumped 2 ranks in 1 week. She told me her kids ate a cup of soup. She was giving her kids ramen noodle. But you know what? They'll grow. They'll forget. They'll do a cleanse when they're 18. But you know what? It was necessary. It was necessary. It was important. But her family supported her. They knew what was going on. They knew what mommy was running for. And they couldn't be more proud of her. I mean, the girls have probably attended more team calls than most of us. So let's get some feedback. Let's hear what you guys are willing to give up. And who are you going to enlist for help? You can unmute.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Thomas.
Hi, how you doing?
Great.
Uh, the first person I enlist in everything I do is sitting right here with me, my wife.
One,
And the sacrifice that she's making is to help me build under me through the advice of our team members, Drew, Jen, Haley, and Meg, and now Jen's mom. So we're going to put our energies with me right now and focus there. So between her contacts and my contacts, that's what we're going to do. And September
fantastic.
6th, we'll be here. So
Yeah, I like that. So
we'll
you're
be here.
focusing all your efforts on one business. Your wife is going to support you. She's going to work with you on this. And tell me something that you're going to be giving up. How are you going to get 1 extra hour a day, one extra phone call? What are some sacrifices that you're going to make?
Well, truth be told, I got to get up early.
Yeah, truth be told.
Yeah, because yeah, we're both retired educators, and what moved us here was to support and help our family get healthy, and to help promote Megan and what she was trying to accomplish, our daughter. And now our daughters by choice, Jen and Haley. So that's what's moving us. So I have to get up earlier and start my day a little earlier, so that will give me more pockets of time.
Wow, how many of you guys wish this guy was your dad? Man, you're an
Well,
amazing dude.
thanks.
Every
And her is an amazing mom, let me tell you.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I can certainly see that. Even just getting up 30 minutes early will give you an extra 2.5 hours a week. That 2.5 hours a week can be big, can be really big. 2.5 hours a week, man, I can squeeze in 6, 7 phone calls into that amount of time. So you guys are gonna crush it, and I'm so happy that you're here. Who else has some?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead, Monique.
Moni. So this couldn't come at a better time because my 4-year-old is starting preschool. So I will have, and right when my 4-year-old goes to preschool is my 18-month-old's nap time. So it's like 2.5 hours of quiet. And when I would usually try to organize and clean the house, I am going to just poo-poo it and get down and crunch.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? If you make one cycle a week, I want you to treat yourself and hire someone to clean the house, because the day you never have to scrub another toilet again is like, oh. Yeah, but you've got to reward yourself for your hard work, and your time has to be used in a better way. I tell my husband, I'm a good recruiter. I need to be out there. I need to be enrolling people as opposed to doing this that I'm not so good at. So the things that I'm not great at, like making dinner or cooking, like, the wife stuff, the cooking, the cleaning, all that other crap that I don't enjoy doing, I don't have to do if I'm going to put my skills to better use. Right? So, reward yourself. But I think that's awesome. It's perfect. How many moms are so freaking excited that their kids are going back to school? There is no shame in my game. I'm like, bye. Hi, Felicia. Now I can have straight time. This summer was crazy. I mean, guys, I had 10 enrollments in August. I was still working, but it was chaotic. It was, okay, go watch Peppa Pig. I got 30 minutes. Who am I going to call? It was like insane. But isn't this such an amazing part of our business that we really get to weave this in the pockets of our life? I mean, Isogenics really is about family first, family first. Kathy doesn't ever say neglect your family and do Isogenics. They always say God, family, Isogenics. And that's why I love this company so much, because, you have to be okay. Your family has to be okay if you're going to help and teach others how to be okay. And I think that's really important. So, mamas, we are going to have a few hours of me time. Make sure you do something nice for you, not just your business. Go to the gym. Eat healthy, go for a walk, do something that's going to benefit you. Go to a women's group, go to BNI, make some new connections, try something different. It's so important for you to be comfortable with connecting and talking to people. If you go to an Orange Theory, try another.
Babe, do you have the car keys?
Right? Babe, do you have the car keys?
Look.
I love this. Okay, so who else? What are you guys willing to give up for the next 30 days? I see Paul raising his hand.
Angela, how are you?
Hey, Paul, how are you?
Good. Hey, just one thing about getting up early. If you get up an hour earlier every day in a year, that's 6 extra 40-hour work weeks.
Wow.
So I think it works out to a little bit more than that, but I've done the math. And Robin Sharma has a good video on YouTube, and I'll post it on the Blitzing Arizona page about the 5 a.m. club.
That would be fantastic. Maybe that would inspire people like me and Thomas to get up a little earlier. It's not easy.
Yeah. And one thing, another thing I learned from Todd Falcone is you mentioned about hiring somebody to clean your house.
Yeah.
He has somebody mow his lawn just because he can do it. He's perfectly capable, but his time is worth more than what he pays the guy to mow his lawn.
100%. You know what? And I feel like it's the reward. You know what? Like, I know a lot of us, like, I don't know, being a mom, cooking is not my forte. So if you can order like the organic, healthy meals that come to the house and it just saves you time, that extra time allows me to build my business that's going to allow for other things. I mean, just to give you guys an example, I mean, the mortgage that I'm paying right now is ridiculous. I decided that, and on the mortgage statement, it says that I have to pay this thing until the year 2044. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'm going to pay it off in 2 years. I put down 55 grand towards my mortgage. That's what paying someone to clean my house allowed me to do. It allowed me to work my business, knock $55,000 off my mortgage. I don't want to pay interest to anybody. I want to live rent-free, mortgage-free, credit card-free. I want to be able to visit my mom in Florida whenever I want. You know, we're doing these things to be able to live a life of freedom. So you really have to pick and choose what your skill set is, where your time is best needed. If your time is not needed in the kitchen like mine, you know, and it's better used serving your team and helping them grow, you know, why not do that? So, Paul, what are you going to give up the next 30 days?
I've got to think about that one because I don't even watch TV. I think what I'll give up is scrolling Facebook first thing in the morning.
Fantastic. I love shutting those notifications off. It's so egocentric, don't you think? Checking to see who liked your status 27 times a day.
I like to watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, like really into Lisa Nichols.
I love
that. She's great, but I kind of get pulled into that first thing in the morning. The next thing I'm late for work, I still get everything I have to do. And
yeah.
So, you know, I can find a different time of day, maybe coffee break or a lunch break, you know, do a little bit of that and, you know, do a little more prospecting too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone else want to share who they're going to enlist for help and what they're going to give up?
I can tell you what I'm giving up because it's kind of funny. I'm giving up dating.
I don't see who's talking. I don't see your face on the screen.
It's Swanee.
Hi, Swanee.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I switched to speaker view. Now I see you.
Okay. I'm giving up. I just finally met somebody that I actually like, which is really odd. And I told him, look, I'm doing something right now. My birthday's on the 28th of September. I've got a goal to hit 2-star executive. I don't know. I know that's Chinese to you, but I got to do this. I'll talk to you next month.
Yeah. Your birthday is 9/28.
Mm-hmm.
So is my daughter.
Ah.
Yeah, my Isabella.
Libras rock.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know what? That's a big call. That's a big deal, guys, because most women are looking to be, most people want to be in a relationship. Most people wouldn't put their business ahead of the relationship. You know, we've all been in the dating scene and you're like, yes, I've got a date Friday night. Let me, you know, push everything to the side. So that is very impressive that you said, you know what, I'm not going to be available for the next 3 weeks. By the way, by the time this person does see you in 3 weeks, they're going to be so like on it that they're going to be like, do you want to get engaged next day? Yeah. So that's a big deal. So taking care of your business and you've got business goals. How do you feel about the 20 and 30?
How do I feel about the 20 and 30?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I actually bought his program. I paid the $150 for it, so I'm ready to go.
Fantastic. Awesome.
It's an amazing push. I mean, I love one of the things that he said that really struck a chord with me was
Yes.
that it basically, he said, if you're going to do this, he goes, if you're working full time, you work your full-time job and you work this 8 hours in the pockets of your time. If you're doing this part-time, and you're working another job, you work your job and you work 8 hours. You have to dedicate 8 hours to this. If you're going, and I mean, clearly everybody does what they want, but this is what he suggests.
Yes.
And then if you're working it full-time, you're working 16-hour days. He goes, that's why you're only doing it for 30 days. But that's what he said. And I said, okay, that's what's going to take to get to where I want to be. So it is what it is.
Well, you're 100% right. And you know what? Blitz, or this 30, enroll 20 and 30. I mean, you were supposed to walk out of this thing with like your gray hairs like down to your bottoms. You're supposed to give up shaving, showering. You're like drinking shakes 3 times a day. I mean, you are really making compromises. I see Kami, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but she's got this profile picture of her in a competition. When someone is getting ready for a weightlifting competition, if they don't play around. They don't go to, Pizza Hut the week before their show, right? This is your show. The next 20 and 30 is your show. You've got until September 6th to October 6th to really prep. And this show is one that's going to change your life. So you have to treat it like a competition. Are you drinking that gallon of water? Are you cleansing? Are you doing your program? Are you talking to people? Are you on the phone? Are you doing the stuff that's going to make you exhausted and uncomfortable? During the first 30 days, you don't need motivational calls. This is it. September 6th, the motivation is in here. It's in your heart already, right? So it's just about getting into action. So here's what the action steps look like. Contacting, inviting, presenting. 100% of your effort goes here. And Swanee was right. If you're doing it full time, 16-hour days. If you're doing it part-time, 8-hour days. Give yourself one Sunday to be with your family so they don't fully throw you out of the house. But, you've got drive time, break time, lunchtime, evenings, weekends, the 20 minutes that you were going to shower, use that to make your phone call. Eric Worre says, make best friends with your phone. Some of the tools: one-on-one phone calls, two-on-one phone calls, Zoom calls, conference calls, blitz days, launch parties. I mean, this is an all-out effort, your first 10 days. So you've got to mark that down. September 6th to the 16th, you're going all out. Then step 2 is the follow-up. Now you're following up with people. Other exposures. Have you thought about what I said? I have a free enrollment code. Do you have any questions? Can I connect you to someone who I think would be able to offer you some additional support? So you really want to be talking and setting like 300 appointments, because if you have 300 appointments, out of those 300, maybe 125 will get on the phone with you. That's the numbers. I love the numbers. And he gave some very, very good ones. Math goal. Let me find it here. How many people will typically join? 2 out of every 10. How many presentations do you need to get in 20 days? Approximately 100. How many appointments do you need to make to get 100? About 125. How many calls or presentations do you need to set up? Around 300. How big does your list have to actually be? Around 500 people. That's the do. That's the work. Where are you going to find 500? Facebook, cell phone, networking events, meetings, wherever. Asking for referrals. If you've got 200 friends on Facebook, guess what? They've each got 2 friends. Ask for referrals. This is really like I hate to cuss because I'm such a lady, but this is a balls out, all out effort. You know what I mean? This is like a no fooling around kind of thing. This is not like, I'm just going to listen to some Tony Robbins and get myself in the mood. September 6th, you are in the mood. You are in the mood. You don't need any motivation. You don't need any pep talk. The laundry's not getting done. You will go to Walmart and get some new underwear. You're going to do whatever you have to do to make this happen. And that's the kind of effort it is. The $500 is just for fun. It's just for motivation. The 20 and 30 is life-changing. This is your business on the line. You know, that's the only motivation that you need. You know, I want to change my family's life. I want to pay that mortgage. I want to fly my family to New York 3 times a year. I eventually want to get a place in Florida, right? How cool would it be to say that I'm 48 and I'm retired? I'm 42 now. I got 6 years to make it happen. I want a place to visit my family. I don't want to stay in a hotel every time I go there. And Lord knows I don't want to stay with my mom. So that, you know, that's a big goal. So, you know, we really have to set it in stone. We really have to commit to one another, and we have to use the support of this blitz to make it happen. I mean, over 100 people were on the call tonight on Labor Day. I know you guys want it. It takes a lot to commit to a 12-week blitz. Yes, a big guest house with a pool. That's where we stick Ed, in the pool, underwater. So for you guys that have listened to the Eric Worre 20 and 30, tell me what some of your takeaways were. What got you excited about that first time that you ever heard it? Any good takeaways from the Eric Worre call video? Yeah, Jeff.
Can you hear me, Ed?
Yes, perfectly.
I love the phrase Eric used, success loves speed. I love his analogies about the plane. You already mentioned that. But what I really loved about his plan was he broke down first 10 days, second 10 days, third 10 days. But at the end, what really resonated with me was, and this was so profound, he's like, what will this do for me, my legacy, my family, my self-esteem, my confidence? And I really thought about that. Like, wow, this is not just about, you know, building the business. This is about self-growth and self-reflection. So I love him. I really do. I think he's a guru. And I'll tell you the truth, Vicky is on the call tonight. Vicky knows. After I got off the phone with him, I did out like over 150 inboxes after watching him. And Vicky and I were on the phone Friday night with the prospect. She was at a play date, and I was at a restaurant, and I left the people. They thought they thought I was crazy, but we were on the phone for an hour or so. And the videos, he's motivated me. I'm on my 4th video now, and I'm not stopping.
Awesome. Can you tell me and Jeff are both from Brooklyn?
Yeah, baby.
Can you also tell we're both very committed? Who else? Thank you, Jeff. That was awesome. And you know what? That's a prime example of whatever it takes. If you have to excuse yourself to make a phone call, believe me, in 30 days when you're treating those same people for dinner because you've excelled and you've succeeded at your game plan, they will most certainly understand. And I feel that the people in your life who love you and know you and understand that you want this bad, they're going to support you. And if they don't, too bad, they're going to support you regardless because you're not taking no for an answer, you know. And I think that showing and expressing your commitment to people is a big step. I mean, so many times, you know, my husband has heard me say, I'm doing this weight loss program and I'm doing this weight loss program. And you know what? He lost a little bit of, not a little bit of faith in me, but he was like, oh, another weight loss program. But it wasn't until I showed him, you know, what I did with Isogenics that he was like, wow, you're doing great. You know, sometimes you have to show the people in your life what you're up to. Sometimes you have to show them your commitment. You've got to prove to them first, right? Did you ever have a friend say to you, I don't want to share the program with other people until I go first? That's kind of the way, you know, it should be. You want to go first. You're the pioneer. You're the leader. You want to show your team and your friends and your people everything that's possible here, right? But if you don't go first, if you're flaking, and if you don't commit to your goals, what can you possibly show them? How can you ever convince anyone else if you have yet to convince yourself? So this 20 and 30 to me is really important. It's important to be a good example for my team. It's important to find new people to rock and roll with. And it's so important that the new people on my team are doing it with me, because I want them to get to executive. I really, really want them to get to executive, and I want them to know that it's absolutely possible for them to do this. So this was my 20 and 30. I think you guys are amazing, and you can absolutely do this. I don't want to keep you guys too long, but what I will encourage you all to do tonight is read the post where people were posting about their fears. Right? Just go through it. I know everyone posted their own, but I'm certain that not all of us took the time to go on there and read what people's fears are. And I have to tell you honestly, many of us have the same fears that slow us down, that cripple us, that debilitate us. And it's funny because when you're reading someone else's, you're like, that shit is so stupid, you know? But when it's yours, you're like paralyzed with it. Right? Read everyone's fears and really take a moment to see why these fears are they're ridiculous. They're things that are made up. They're things that are put in the way as a roadblock. You really have to break that block and just jump over it. You have an option to let it not scare you anymore. You have an option to just do it. You know, one of my biggest fears were just to be average. I don't want to be average. I want to be better. I want to be good. I want to be a good example. If I let that fear cripple me, what's going to happen? I'm going to be stuck exactly where I'm afraid of, right? But if I push that fear aside and just go all in, magical things will start happening, right? Unicorns and rainbows start happening when you let the fear go and you just really decide to run for it. And we've seen so many prime examples in this company. Tanya Kirkpatrick hit #1 income earner this month. And to me, that ignited such a flame inside of me, because it's not just going to be the same 5 people. You know, people are making moves here. Any one of us can be #1. How many of you guys feel in your heart that you're going to be #1 income earner one day? Yeah, absolutely. It is so possible. You try going into Chase Bank and asking to speak to the owner and telling him you're going to be #1 in that bank one day. Or you try going into Whole Foods and say, you know what, I'm going to own this whole damn branch one day. It's not a chance. Here, we all have equal playing field. We all have the same chance. We can all be #1. And seeing a new face, a different face, it got me so excited. So excited, because the numbers are constantly changing and new people are constantly coming. And Lynn Hagedorn had the record for doing it in 14 months. Jessica Rayner came in and did it in 12. Tanya came in and did it in 9. This is exciting, friends. This is huge for all of us. Every single one of us has a chance. They're all different shapes, different sizes, different ethnicities, different age groups, and everyone has a fighting chance, right? Even a couple of Joe Schmoes from Brooklyn like us, we can do this, right? So I love you guys. Thank you for being on the call. September 6th, we kick off our 20 and 30. I am so excited to do this with you guys. Get ready to change your life. This is going to be big. Is everyone excited? Everyone's on mute. I can't tell how excited anyone is. Let's hit it. Let's hit it hard. I'm on mute.
Excited. We're about to lose control. I
I missed whatever the hell just happened.